welcome back to my garden. Ellie here. Today I'm going to be talking about tomatillos. This is, I believe technically it's a fruit. I have always thought of it as a vegetable, but I believe it's a fruit, very similar to tomatoes. It is kind of like, it looks very similar to green tomatoes, like tinier green tomatoes. These don't turn red. They kind of, you want them at that green color stage. There are some that are green, and then there are a different variety that are like a purpley green color. Those I believe are a little bit sweeter, and this is one of my favorite things to eat to make salsa verde, or sometimes I eat it raw and I cut it up and I put it in my pico de gallo. And so let's talk about tomatillos. The Aztecs first grew tomatillos as far as 800 BC. And in 2017 in Argentina, some architects found a fossil of tomatillo that's dated back 52 million years ago. Tomatillos are used in many Mexican dishes. They are a great source of antioxidants. They grow in these green, small husks, and as they grow inside the husk, they do fill in that space. And sometimes when they're really ready to be picked, you'll see that it breaks through the husk. Tomatillos grow up to about anywhere between 1 inch to about 2 to 2.5 inches, depending on the variety that you're growing. They grow best during the summer, from summer through fall. Although I have read in some areas where in some areas, climates where it doesn't really get very much winter, you can almost have them all year, but they produce the most during the hot summer seasons, which would be from summer through fall. Harvest time is around late summer through fall. They are great to eat raw. You can cut them up, put them in like a salsa, or on top like a topping for your food, like a tacos, is how I usually like to eat it. They are great grilled. And you can also boil them and make them into a green tomatillo salsa. The taste of a tomatillo is a little tangy, slightly tart, with a hint of like sweet and citrusy. The more ripe they are, the sweeter they would be. The small purple ones, the ones that I'm growing, tend to be a little bit more known to be a little bit more sweeter than the green ones that are a little bit bigger. Those are the about 2 to 2.5 inches big, and those are just green. They don't tomatillos don't ever turn red. So if you are thinking that they are like a tomato, like just basically like a green tomato, they're not. They're distantly kind of related to a tomato, but they're not the same. They are to be treated differently. So they will never turn red. Green is when you want to pick them. That's when they're, you want to feel it. And that's usually when you pick it, is about late summer. For the biggest harvest, you want to grow about 2 to 3 of these plants to have an abundance of tomatillos to be able to use them into a salsa or dish. So this is how easy it is to grow tomatillos. I recently found a plant that started growing here on my corner garden that I have. It just started sprouting, and at first I didn't know what it was. And then I noticed that, hey, this looks just like my tomatillo plant. And I kind of just decided to leave it. So I am not sure how it got here. I'm pretty sure from one of the flower buds, probably seeded over there in the other side of my yard. And with the wind or a bird, I don't know, it kind of came over here. So My plan is to kind of stake this to give it a little bit more support. It does get full sun here, so I think it will do good. And we'll see if we get any tomatillos from this plant, but I'm excited. This is my tomatillo plant. I actually planted 2 of these. I did not plant them from seed, although I have read that they are quite easy to grow from seed. I did hear somewhere that when you have 2 plants, you have better chances of having of them, you know, pollinating better and having more tomatillos. And so far, this is what it looks like. It is, I mean, I can kind of press a little bit and I can feel the little tomatillo in there. And it has this husk. This husk will eventually dry out as it ripens and as it matures. And it kind of feels like a thin paper, and that you will remove and wash it, and you use the little tomatillo to cook with. So like I said earlier, this is a great fruit. Sometimes I'll cut it up in little pieces like a tomato, and I'll put it in my salsa. Usually it would be like a pico de gallo salsa, which has tomatoes, onion, a little bit of jalapeno, cilantro, and sometimes I'll squirt in some lime and salt. So I will add this to it. Usually you eat it cooked. So in what we call salsa verde. There are different ways to make salsa verde. Today I will show you one of my ways that I like to eat it. And I just wanted to kind of go over some of the benefits of having tomatillos. Here I am grilling some meat. I like to get ideally a ranchera type of steak, or sometimes I get palomilla. This one is palomilla. It's nice and tender and soft, which is a top sirloin skirt. I grilled a few tomatillos, and I also grilled my onion and jalapeno. Another way to cook this would be to boil the tomatillos with onion and your jalapeno. For my preference, I like to have it grilled because it gives more of a smokier taste to your salsa. Once your 3 ingredients are cooked, you can put it in what I have, a molcajete, and just smash all the ingredients up together really finely. Or, as I prefer, I like to put it all in the blender. So in the blender, I have my tomatillos, onion, a piece of onion, some garlic, about 2 cloves of garlic. I also add my jalapeno and about half a cucumber to help with the spiciness. And I'm also throwing in about a handful of cilantro, and we are blending it all up until it's nicely liquefied. After that, I will then pour it into my bowl or container, or in this case, I am going to be serving it in my molcajete today. And there you have it. I used about 6 tomatillos, about a quarter of of onion, 1 jalapeno, half a cucumber, and 2 cloves of garlic. I also diced my red onion and cilantro, and I also added some lemon and salt. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you try to make a salsa verde. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had this type of fruit before, and how you'd like to eat it. So let me know, and happy gardening, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.